In our last episode, the Abbott, Glenn Farfinger, and Curly Joe were captured by KOJACK, which feels like they've been captured like 5, 6, 8 times now. But that's the way it goes, you know. That's the hustle in these kinds of shows, and here we go again. All right, so let me get the point here. Abbott, uh, tell me about yourself. Well, I am the abbot of the Catholic monastery at the island of E2. Oh, I heard that place. That place is a bit of a nutbag island. What do you mean you're a nutbag island? What are you doing? Sorry, I pushed some buttons there. I gotta ask, what's your... I heard that Freighter SH was on that island. My, client doesn't really like him. I must tell you, Freighter was a very good guy, but very disturbed. He was going through hard times, and he would make paranormal shows and was a video game player, but at the time he was really down and didn't really want to play video games anymore. You can see that all in the final freighter. Well, I got the Blu-ray here, and I see. So, okay. Clearly you don't know much. Glenn Farfinger. So tell me about yourself. Okay, I name's Glenn Farfinger, and I'm from Minnesota, the Cracked, Ohio area of Minnesota. The Crackton, Ohio area of Minnesota. What? What? What are you talking about? No one loves you on this one. I mean, that doesn't even make sense. Like, wow, cracky, and shnikey. Wait. What do you mean, cracky, shnikey? The Minnesotans don't talk that way. People from Scandinavian backgrounds don't talk that way. Oh, yes, they do. No, they don't. Yes, they do. No, they don't. Oh, yes, they do. No, they don't. Yes, they do. No, they don't. No, they don't. Yes, they do. Oh, you do it. Gotcha. Just keep it up. My patience is very limited. All right. So you're involved with forestry or something? Well, actually, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm speaking for her. Don't, Curly Joe. I'll get to you. I have plans for you. Well, actually, KOJACK, yeah, I've been involved in forestry, and what I do is I play Skyrim and play NHL 95, and I've never been allowed to play NHL 95 on the air. That's because of emulator issues and trying to record the emulators with those Genesis emulators, and we're not entirely so that's the best computer people. We don't like it when something works all of a sudden. Then all of a sudden it doesn't work anymore. It doesn't make sense anymore. Okay, so... Alright, so... There's not a lot to you. I look at your files and you're just sort of this guy just plays video games, and I guess is a stereotype of a lumberjack from the north, I guess. And Not very interesting. Okay, so Curly Joe, what about you? Yeah, I'm from the cracked Ohio, Minnesota area myself. Oh boy, there's a lot of people from that area, I guess. Two different states. Apparently, you reside in simultaneously. Yeah, it works well like magic, you know. And I'm afraid in this circumstances it would be magic, because I don't generally think that's even possible. But whatever, it's a show. A show is a show. Okay, so what it is that what happened was his best friend, Glenn Farfinger, his best friend went, like, he turned heel. Oh, yes, the heel turn. We deal with that quite extensively here, in Crackton. We have a number of villains that do turn up from time to time. So what happened was they brought in Joe Besser because that is a terrible decision. He's a good comedian, but he's not. He was never a Three Stooges. They always usually bring him in to do roles that are not, generally fit him in his style, and as a result, it doesn't work out well. Well, so okay, so oh, sorry, I'm talking to him. I'm talking to Curly Joe. Would you shut up? Okay. So here's the deal, Joe. I need more. I need more out of the three of you. I need to do I've been given permission to do psychological pressuring. Oh no! He's got to psychologically pressure us. What do you want of us? Well, according to my client, it would be. He says it would be content if you put some pressure on one member to really push them both to talk, and I got to do it. Curly Joe, I call in he calls in the other officers. I want him to be put above a shark tank. He put us above a shark tank. No, no, not Curly Joe. Oh, no, Joe, no. Oh, no. I'm going to be put above a shark tank. We've jumped a shark. We've literally jumped the shark. Meanwhile, outside, the Abbott spots a deep space communicator dishes outside. Glenn, I must take notice that there are deep space communicator dishes outside. I think it's very obvious that KOJACK is in league with Dark Milo. I mean, who's his client? I don't understand. I can't believe you'd be so dumb to not know that the client is obviously Dark Milo. I mean, him and Sir William Esquire have been controlling everything. I don't understand. I don't compute. It's really not that hard to understand. It's really not hard to understand. You see, that really Dark Milo is always like really a step, not is like a step, always a step ahead. He's always involving. I'm not really getting it. He's a client. He's a. Oh no, Jamie, he's not getting it. He's just being dumb. KOJACK is growing impatient, and then Glenn distracts him while Abbott frees Joe and they run. Here we go. I was the one to say, KOJACK, why isn't your show around anymore? Well, you have to understand, it's the ratings. It's just the way things are, man. It's you get the ratings and they dip and they go, and wow, don't you admit that actually we're jumping the shark here? You're gonna put them in a shark tank or something, or Well, the idea is we were going to put him in above a shark tank, and yeah, but aren't we kind of running low on ideas to do something like that? It is very low on ideas, actually. And then and then the abbot frees Joe. Oh, listen, Joe, I have just freed you. We need to run. Oh, okay, we're gonna run. And then they run, and then they go play a video game while running. Well, Joe, we're back to playing Skyrim, and we're in Ulfric's capital here, and it's been a long time since you did the Civil War, story. Wow, well, we like having Ulfric here. He's kind of a weirdo and a real hardcore weirdo, and if you do the story and you're on the inside of the empire, it just leads to somebody else being put in control, and it's just, I don't know. I like having a unique personality there, so. And we got some kind of like racist rednecks right here, so. So, yeah, you could do a quest where you kind of help these people, and you could like, I guess you could kind of beat these two guys up or something, so. Dark elves, they come from mostly Morrowind. And the thing that used to drive me nuts back in the days of Morrowind is that no matter what you did, and I think it was because usually the persuasion skill was so low, and we didn't really take too much mind to it because combat was more important. And every single vendor, every dark elf vendor was just Outlander, treating you, essentially treating you like the way those two guys treated her, so, like I've always said about, any race, if you go to their home country, regardless of race, there's always going to be this sort of like racial dominance over the smaller groups. But then if you go to the smaller group and you go to their home country, you may very well find that you're treated no differently than, it's always the minorities always have a harder time, adjusting and being treated well. Like in Russia, a minority is overly scrutinized. Like they can't make any mistakes. Like in the Soviet Union, Russians, like for example, I found this out that basically, I mean, they could just drink on the job and steal anything. I mean, they just didn't care, but if you were a foreigner, oh, you would be scrutinized. They would put everything against you. And you know what? Speaking even non-racially, there's many jobs I've been to where, they'll have all these rules, and it's really for the people they don't like, actually. The people they like is on a different standard. It's the way the human race is. That you're in the favored group, and that could be, it could be both racial, and it can also be a bit, and it doesn't even need to be that. It's just, if you're someone's buddy, the rules don't apply to you because you're going to be treated differently. Now, you may be treated differently too. There may be, that person has different expectations of you that is different. And than say someone who's under the clock. That but you know what I mean. So that had to be addressed. I usually we don't like to. We're not on a very free platform. We're not exactly. We're not on like BitChute or something. We're not like, we're not, not exactly. Well, everything's so politically charged after 2016 that you can't really openly talk about things like you used to. You gotta be very careful, and you gotta be fairly educated when you do talk about something. You gotta know how to say it in a way so that like the algorithm doesn't pick up a buzzword and go, oh well, because immediately they think you're part of the Klan or something. It literally thinks the worst of you. It's because it's trying to protect the company from lawsuits and negative attention. It's better that they can you than even if you were just totally innocent. It's still better they just can you than to. Unfortunately, we had to talk about those issues because that was in Skyrim. That they did that issue with what is this? I always get confused because everything up north in Skyrim is named Winter this and Winter that. So I get my ADHD and autism just starts going off the scale. So like you know what I'm talking about though. So, of course, we're now doing crafting because, I don't know, it's just relaxing. It's kind of relaxing to do a little smithing. I admit we kind of like, it takes us a long time to get into certain systems in games. Sometimes it takes even sometimes years until we finally go, oh, okay, let's check it out, The thing that's satisfying in a Bethesda game is to grind on something, you just see the skill go up. There's something about it. Like you're getting that smithing up, you're getting that crafting up, you're getting that level up. You just leveled up, so now you can get out of that window. You can go and you can get your health up, or you can get your majory up, or your stamina and you know what I mean? It's good stuff, and just good stuff, and you awake, Joe. I'm awake. I'm doing good, man. Oh, that's good, Joe. I know we're kind of going a little deep there, but when the game requires you to commentate over something. I mean, we could have gave you dead air. And actually, probably Mr. Pennypacker would have been like, well, look, we don't really have many people to watch us. We don't really have a lot of people watch us, guys, and you can get away with that, so, so you can do that. So then that way we can keep uploading. We don't have to deal with those issues, so, but I don't know. I think we did okay. And now you got to find a sword. It can happen, you're talking to somebody, and I mean, it's already happened in Starfield with people, and they're showing it, like, they'll walk by and somebody talks about something and adds it to your quest pile. I mean, it's the Bethesda quest piles, and it's something I've loved since Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3, that you just start piling up quests, and someone showed their list, and it's a huge list, and it's like, that's the thing, is you can just keep playing this stuff forever, and I mean, I gotta say, we could probably pick up Fallout New Vegas again and just start playing that forever, and we could do that. I mean, why not, Just because a game is now getting kind of older, it doesn't mean that you can. The only thing with Fallout New Vegas is, yeah, it's if you think like most most Bethesda games are nothing but cut and paste, assets from their older games. I mean, but Fallout New Vegas was entirely like Fallout 3 assets. It was entirely Fallout 3 assets. So, working on gear and stuff, selling stuff, leveling up stuff. That's the what it's about in Skyrim is just immersion, absolute immersion. So get that gold up, get it up. And I don't know what we were doing right here. Okay. I kind of got worried. I went. I hope the video didn't become corrupt. But I guess I was just thinking about stuff. I guess that's the one thing when you make this stuff for like YouTube and Twitch and Kick and whatever. That, or Rumble or whatever. That really just you're limited. You got to understand, you got people are actually like physically like watching this stuff, and I'm not entirely sure what we were planning to do here. I think we just had ADHD and we just sort of went, what are we doing now? Like there was something we were going to do. Oh, we sold that. We made a little cash on that. We can do that. That's good, and that's real good stuff. Real neat stuff. Let's see, just probably just trying to think of what to do next. That happens. Sometimes you got actually so many things you can do, but then sometimes you're just like, well, what should I do? I don't really want to do that, or I want to really do that. I really want to do this, but maybe not now. I don't know. So I don't know what we're doing. We're gonna sell food or something. I'm not even entirely sure why we're in this town. A lot of times we usually don't really go here. But we're just being different, I guess. Like something you can do is you could go up to you're a bartender, like a bar like this, or you can go up into the palace and ask if there's any bounties, you can take care of, like because you can do that, and that's endless content. You just keep going back, and you can keep getting paid more and more to go places and take care of things. So it's I mean, Starfield even has a mission board where you can pick up stuff, and you know, and it's basically endless content. I mean, they'll keep giving you more and more stuff. I mean, you can, oh, we're being bothered by a little girl here. I don't even think we bought a place yet in this playthrough. I was seeing what you were talking about last episode. Like we record too many of these, and yeah, like we record too many of these episodes, and then by like episodes 3 or 4, we start to get kind of tired and kind of, well, Joe, that's going to happen. It's your brain. I mean, really, the recommendation I have, and it's not good for your diet, is just like eat donuts or something. Like your brain gets sugar to it, and it creates a lot of like temporary energy and stuff. Like we had some lo mein earlier, which is not really sugary, but it's it was pretty tasty actually. That was on the menu, so we went with lo mein, and that was tasty. Not a very Minnesotan dish, but a freighter. I mean, here at Saturngrad, we day to day food can be totally different. And that's a good thing. Yeah, some people want to just move out in the middle of nowhere, and I don't see the problem with that. Is understand your access to a variety of things is just going to be cut down. It's like somebody could say, I'm going to buy a town out in the middle of nowhere where everything's so cheap and you're out in the woods and whatever, and that's fine if you're okay with whatever that's around. If you're okay with there's only one Subway and maybe a McDonald's, maybe just a Dollar General, for crying out loud, and it's like, okay, if you're okay eating the same things every freaking day. But if you're in like the middle of an area where you're got 20 minutes access to all the populated areas, you can essentially eat whatever you want. And that's the beautiful thing, about that, where, just, some places are turning into ghost towns in America, like some, places where, maybe at one point they used to have coal, or they used to have this and that, and, maybe they had a mall because there was people making money from manufacturing, so they build a mall for them, and then they go shopping, and now you got a dead mall because those manufacturing areas went out, and those people moved away, or they're old now, and they're just limited, and they're not spending money like they used to, and not going in that mall anymore. Now it's a dead mall, and now it's condemned. That's the American story, that you do have areas that kind of last forever, because as long as the people are working and stuff, they're able to buy. And I'm not entirely sure why I'm grabbing that clay, and why I'm like got my foot hanging right above the water like that. That's very... Oh, but it's Bethesda. There's actually a point where you almost don't question things anymore, because you go, well, but I'm playing a Bethesda game, and then there's like just Bethesda logic to things. It's funny playing this, and you'd think like Starfield is kind of... someone was saying the review like, oh, I haven't really seen the glitches and stuff. Like, I think they've improved things, and it's like, well, I don't think you've, just because you've not seen it. Oh no, the stuff is still there. I mean, maybe it's not like happening every second like it used to, but it's still a Bethesda game through and through. I mean, there's already people, oh, dragon. Oh, crikeys. Well, Joe, I think we're going to get chased. Now we're getting attacked by an ice wolf. They are not fun to take on, so we're just going to take care of it. But I saw a huge wing fly over me. And that's not good. That's content for next video, because we're about at the end here. That's called cliffhanger. That's called a cliffhanger. That's called a cliffhanger. Yeah, that's right, Joe. That's a good old-fashioned cliffhanger. That's what you want. I admit, though, I will tell you, I do miss that in Starfield. That's the only thing is like, but you know that all the Bethesda games have kind of like a feature like that. They have like a menace or a threat. You know, like Oblivion Gates. And I actually do admit when I was first playing Skyrim, I was, you know, I kind of missed the Oblivion Gates. You know, even though they're not like popping up right in front of your face or something, but it's like, you know, that was kind of, that was a feature, and but the dragons is something you do miss, that is, it's just like you could have that anywhere, and understand in Starfield there are dinosaurs. We've seen dinosaurs, so oh no, they're there, and we'll see you next show.